Hi, I'm Pete from Project Heaven. The workshop's quite quiet at the moment because it's Friday afternoon, so I thought I'd show you what we've been working on. Over here we've got a pretty cool thing going on. We've built a dyno test rig so that we can actually dyno an engine outside of the car, get it all loaded up, bed in everything, and check its horsepower output. So this is actually a Ferrari engine that we've just finished rebuilding. We've set it up in our test rig. It's got a manual gearbox on the back there and a clutch and a flywheel set up behind that plate. And the clutch pedal's here and the controls are just here. And when it's all strapped into the rollers, it allows us to put a good load on the engine, and because it's had new pistons and rings inside this, we can bed all the rings in properly and make sure that there's no leaks or rattles or anything going wrong, so that everything's all tuned and lovely and ready to go. So when it gets sent back to the customer, which I think is actually going to South Africa, they can put it straight back in their Ferrari and there won't be any problems. This is quite a nice fun little project. It's a Porsche 356 Chesil, so it's based upon a Volkswagen Beetle, but what we've done here is we've removed all the traditional internal combustion engine, and we're putting an electric motor inside this and a load of batteries. I hope to not have to put any batteries inside the passenger compartment. Hopefully we'll get them all under the bonnet and the motor, and maybe another battery or two in the back here. So it's going to have a really cool colour scheme that Harry's designing at the moment, so watch this space for that. That'd be quite cool. Here's a customers that just come back. We're just repairing the window winder mechanism on this. It needs a bit of a dust actually, but we made the bonnet for this. This is the lightweight XJS, so it's aluminium bonnet. We've done full respray. It's got aluminium doors, aluminium boot. It's got plastic windows, so it's a racing car, this thing. It's all stripped out inside. Yeah, quite a bit of a weapon, that. Pretty cool, yeah. There's the electric Porsche we're still working on. We just need the time to finish that. Got so much on. This is the one that Ed's been sorting out, the XK. So he's repaired all the metal work under these lamp bowls here that was damaged, and he's also repaired the bottoms of these. So he's got to do a little bit of finishing up on this, and then these will then get spot welded back on, and then this can go back down to the paint shop and get the lovely paint job that it deserves. Now Ed's still here, he never goes home, there we go. So, yes, Ed's been working on, well, a rack for holding windscreens actually today down there, but as well as that, when he's not making storage, he's working on the cars, and we've got this DB4, which he's pretty much done with now. He's done all of the welding around the back here, he's done the front, and at the back, we've done all the lower rear valance and rear arches, that's all been repaired, and the framework in here wasn't the right shape, that's been sorted out. The framework that holds the roof up or keeps the shape of the roof there. That's all done. He's done a lot of work on the LaFrance project. He's been lipping the body onto the tubular frame that he's made. And that's its like final test fit sort of thing. You can see this is all lipped on properly now. So once this final test fit's complete, it'll come back off. This will get painted grey. The chassis is going to get blasted, that'll get painted grey. And then we'll finally start to do the final build-up. We're just waiting for the conrods for the engine to come back because they're getting white metalled. If we go into the long-term restoration bit, there's some stuff going on in here. BMW slowly getting built up. I'm not sure what we're waiting for on that one. We haven't got the engine yet, we need that to put in. Lancia, rear axles on, and rear suspensions on and brakes. We've got a bit more interior trim in. The Healey's looking pretty good. Starting to get a lot more components on this now. Got these little wing finishes and the rear suspension, just sorting that out. I think there's a little bit of loom we had to put in. I had to put a loom in from the front to back. That's all getting put in. So, and Rob's still working on that at the moment, under there somewhere. There it is. So that's what's going on in the workshop at the moment. But you never really looked outside around the back. So let's go have a look around the back and look in the containers and see what's in there. We've actually got all the containers open today because it's a nice dry day. Getting them all open, get the fresh air in. The Peugeot has had quite a bit of work done now. The doors, it's got new fiberglass doors because these used to be steel doors. They were the originals. These are now fiberglass, so lighter. And that's all been painted, so that's all, and the bodywork's been touched up, so that's nearly there. We're waiting for the gearbox to come back. Then we can get that on the track. This is a lovely new one that's come in. So this one's getting partial respray. We've adjusted the door gaps. The door gaps weren't quite right. I think this has been resprayed back in the 80s, and they may have put a little bit too much paint on the inside edge of these doors here. So they put some spacer shimmers which shouldn't have been there. So we took them back off, and we've readjusted the back of this. So now the door's shut properly and all the gapping is absolutely correct. So Harry will have this next and he'll do all the paint work on that, and that'll be gorgeous. In the containers here we've got another Maserati Sebring Series 2, which is getting a full respray. It's going blue, so that'll be quite interesting. We're doing a lot of metal work on that, and there's quite a lot of filler in it, as you can see, which we've been taking out. Mercedes Pagoda, that's coming for a bit of engine work. And behind it, there's a March 356. We've got Sebring Series 2. This is one that we've done respray on, and it's had a little bit of mechanical work. This is for sale. It's a gorgeous sounding thing. Actually, I might start it up right now, in fact. It's got a very noisy fuel pump, but that's how they are from the factory. There's my Capri, waiting for a new camshaft. We've got Daimler V8. We did the two-tone paint job on that. That's just waiting for a gear for the wiper motor, so it has the correct angle of sweep. The Allard racing car. We've just got to do some work on the gear selector mechanism to make it a bit more positive. And behind that there's a Alfa Romeo Spider, which we need to start building up at some point. And around the back, so what we've got in here? Oh, we've got an XK, and then in front of that's the Pagoda, which is for sale. So I need to get that out and test drive that actually tonight. And here we've got wheels Ferrari, Maserati 3500 GTI, another Pagoda, which is Will's sister's car. And right round the back, our scrapyard, which I don't think you've ever been in. It's got one of my dream car, which is at some point I'll start doing up with my Dodge Charger 68. I've got all the parts for it now. And then, yeah, a little classic car scrapyard back here. There's another container around here actually, which has got a Austin Healey Sprite body shell, which we've done the respray and all the metal work on. That's ready to be collected by the customer. And then a pickup truck in there which has had a diesel engine conversion. And then we've got all these lovely classic scrap cars. Okay, so that was a brief tour of everything we've got in at the moment, even around the back in our scrapyard area. So now it's the end of the week. I'm going to go home and unwind by working on my XJ6 at home in my own garage.